Hi everyone, as promised, here's my review on the new Tonic Nuvo product. I'm only reviewing the crystal drops and the embellishment mousse. Um, I think they're wonderful. I brought home 5 colors and I brought the black mousse. Firstly, I'm going to try it through a stencil. The word mousse implies that it will be light and fluffy. Just remember it is shipped from the USA and it comes to South Africa, so there are huge temperature differences. It might be a little bit stiffer than what you would anticipate, but it really spreads nice and smoothly, and it's got a fantastic sheen. Now they say if you want texture, you apply it with a spatula, and if you want a smooth finish, you apply it with a soft cloth. So I'm going to take the excess and I'm just buffing or rubbing, I don't know what kind of term you would use for that, the leftovers onto my cardstock. This is not a project, this is just like a sample sheet, and I'm also applying it through the stencil to see, and I really love the shimmer. You can see there on the video what a beautiful sheen this has. Okay, so let's move on to the crystal drops. Now everybody's been crazy about making your own enamel dots, your own drops, because those things are so expensive. I know there are lots of different brands who have released these. I love the Nuvo, and there's a few reasons for this, and I will show it later in the video why I am in love with Nuvos, because it's just such a versatile product. But as you can see, the primary purpose of this product is to make little enamel drops or dots directly onto your project. Of course you can make millions of these onto a piece of plastic and then just peel them off, keep like a little tubby. What I did find, however, was if you make these on plastic, they actually tend to spread, so that you get these flat little enamel dots. That is also fine. I used it on a different project. I'll share that video maybe this weekend or next weekend. But you can really apply direct to paper. It defeats the purpose to kind of have to make them beforehand unless you have nothing to do. But look at that, those are beautiful, and you can make them as big or as small as you want to make them. Okay, but now comes the real test. Is this product versatile? Well, I am mixing it with water and I'm painting a chipboard. I've got a flower there and I've got 3 pieces of white paper, and we will do some experimenting. So what I did was I just squeezed some out onto my craft sheet, mixed it with some water. Obviously the more water you add, the less intense the color will be. You can always go back, and it does actually have a bit of a sheen as well. As with all inks, you need to wait to see what the final result is once it is dry. Now I'm going to see if I can color my flower or if it'll just suck up the ink. So I'm adding some color. I use my fingers and I'm mixing it with water. You can see the spreadability is fantastic. I really am liking this product. I have not tested this. This is a live video, so we are seeing all the results simultaneously. I didn't do this before I started the video. So now I'm applying it through a stencil. This is one of my favorite techniques, to actually apply different mediums through stencils. I love it. It adds a little bit of texture, and you've got the variety in color, or the variegation. There we go. Let's see. It mixes with water. Wonderful. Okay, so I can just put it onto my craft sheet, mix it or blend it with my brush so that the color gets moving, and then I'm dipping and dragging my cardstock into it. If I apply directly to Technique cardstock, I just need to spread it a little bit, it seems, and then I'm using my fingers. You can use a brush and you can just spread the color. So there's another plus point. Okay, so now we have got 5 things that we did with this one little bottle, as well as making enamel dots. Of course you need to dry it to see what the final color is like, but I think I want to add some mousse to this. So I'm quickly drying this. The rest of the stuff is dry, so that is the true color. And now I'm going to take my mousse and I'm just going to over apply some of the black mousse onto this, and let's see where that ends up with. Normally I would leave this to air dry, but I'm kind of curious to see how the mousse would stand up if I dry it with my heat gun. Now just bear in mind, when we melt embossing powder with our heat guns, we don't want to move it around like I'm doing in the video. when we melt embossing powder, we want to hold it steady. You can see if I hold the heat steady how it's actually bubbling. I love this look sometimes, not all the time, but on this I think it's spectacular. It just adds some more texture. So there you go. So that is a fantastic thing this product can do. And just look at that marvelous color. It's very intense. It almost seems to me as if it doesn't become too much too light the moment you add water. And let's add a little bit of a dot there to that flower center. That'll end up on a project. Oh, okay. I think I forgot. I'm missing something. Yes, I need to color a piece of seam binding because that is one of my favorite things to do. So let's see. I'm just going to squirt some of the ink onto my craft sheet. I'm going to wet it. I'm directly adding my seam binding, which I did wet just a little bit beforehand. And I'm just running it through that mixture and I'm spreading it. I don't like scrunched up seam binding. So I like to just spread it, and there you can see all those images colored with one product. So get your Nuvos. You can get them from Scrapbook Studio or ask your local shop to get them for you.